Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online video with me, Sherman. Today guys, we're going to be taking a look at one of the PTS sets coming out for Wrathstone. This is the Tzogvin set. I know it sounds weird because it starts with a T, but you kind of have to make sure that when you say the name, the T doesn't exist. But yeah, it's a really cool set. It is basically the poor man's advancing Yodakai is what I call it. It's almost on par with it in some degree and element. If you haven't seen a lot of the testing done with this set, I haven't shown any of it myself, but the damage difference about 1 to 2% difference between advancing Yodakai and this. It just depends on how often you crit, and the more often you crit, the better uptime of crit you get. So this is, compared to Advancing Yodakai is better, but this set is on par. But let's go ahead and take a look at the set itself. As you can see, it does give 2-piece is weapon critical, 3-piece is weapon critical, and the 4-piece is physical penetration. Now I want to talk about the 2 to 4-piece first before I get into the 5-piece. We'll get to that in a second. But I want to point this out. The 2-piece, the 3-piece, and the 4-piece are very reminiscent to things like Hunting's Rage, Advancing Yodakai, Night Mother's Gaze, Vicious Ophidian, though different, and even Reliquant. The difference is it doesn't have 5% weapon or enemy damage to dungeon and trial mobs, and it doesn't have extra stam or extra weapon damage. Instead, it has physical pen. So it is different from those sets, but it shares a lot of similarities to them. So this is why this set can pull off what it does, is because the difference is either going to be extra stamina or extra weapon damage. Then the 5-piece. When you deal critical damage with a light or heavy attack, you gain a stack of precision, increasing your weapon critical by 124 for 10 seconds. Up to 10 stacks max. Now, that means you can get 1,240 extra crit, which is about 7%. So you're going to get about 7% more critical versus the 10% that you get from Advancing Yodakai. And I think Advancing Yodakai is somewhere between 10 and 8, or 8 and 10%, something like that. This is like 6 to 7%. It's not much, but it's enough to put you above a lot of other people. Then, at max stats, you also gain Minor Force, increasing your critical damage down by 10%. The nice thing about getting that Minor Force is you can let Trap Beast, Rearming Trap or whatever, fall off for a little bit, because this will still be applied. The problem with this set is you have to do a full rotation. That means you have to do the full, like, abilities rotation through both front and back bar before this will actually go applied, because when you do a rotation, you weave light attacks in between. So as you're doing your rotation, you'll be weaving light attacks. Well, that'll be roughly anywhere between 4 to 5 on the back bar and 4 to 5 on the front bar. So usually you'll be done with the back bar, swapping to the front bar, swapping to the back bar again. When you go to swap to the back bar again, you should have this up, the 10 stacks. And it's because every time you light attack and you crit, you're going to get a stack. Now, it doesn't work out like that all the time, but a majority of the time I was getting 10 stacks on my second before I started my second rotation. So it was really quite interesting. Now, the thing that's nice about it is it does last 10 seconds, unlike Advancing Yodakai's 5. But Advancing Yodakai is more powerful when it comes to the crit advantage, but it doesn't give you that Minor Force. Now, the nice thing about this set is with Minor Force applied, like I said, you can let Trap Beast kind of linger while you get some extra, special, if you do a spam of an ability to get to stack damage, you can spam that ability a little bit more, like throwing daggers, your surprise attack, poison talons. Depending on what class you're playing, you'll be using a spammable a lot of the times in your rotation, and that spammable will allow you to keep the 10 stacks of crit plus the minor force, because you'll be able to keep it up really well. And that minor force being there allows you to use that spammable a few more times per rotation. So it actually comes out to about the same in damage per second to advancing Yodokai. And like I said, this lasts for 10 seconds. So you have a little bit more play for the mistakes. So unlike advancing Yodokai, you have to have a really good rotation in order to keep the 5 stacks on the enemy consistently, because it only lasts 5 seconds. So this set's really powerful if you can get it to go for 10 stacks. Now I'm going to show you what the 10 stacks looks like. Watch below my health bar. You'll see a symbol pop up when I crit, and as I crit, you'll see that I start getting more stacks. I am using something, I have like a 20-something% crit, if that. So my crit's really low. But I'll show you what it looks like when you get 10. When you get 10, you get this glow on you. There you go. And that's what it looks like when you have 10 stacks on you. And you can keep this going. Like, even if you walk away because you need to dodge roll away or something, and you're on your bow bar, which you don't have this, because you won't have this on your bow bar, you'll only have it on your front bar, on your dual wield. So this, you'll still be able to maintain. And that's the nice thing, is it has a longer duration of maintaining, so you can move it back and actually sit here and shoot at a distance and go forward again and keep up your 10 stacks. That's if you get crits, which I didn't. I lost my 10 stacks. But if you have a higher crit chance than what I do, this was being done with a 23% crit chance, guys. So it wasn't working out perfectly. But if you have a higher crit chance, that means more successful crits you get, the more consecutive you can keep the stacks up, the easier it'll be to maintain. So, but that's pretty much it for the set. That's Tzogvin's. This drops in the Frost Vault. So if you guys are wanting to get this set, you can get it. It's not too bad to get. Like I said, this is like a poor man's version of Advancing Yodokai. If you want to get Advancing Yodokai, though, I would still suggest using something like Hunting's Rage or this set, or possibly even, you know, if you can get it, Briarheart is another good set that you can use in exchange for this, or for Hunting's, or even Night Mother's Gauge you can use. You can even use the, I forget the name of it now. It's one I actually, Kvetch's Gladiator. You can use any one of these sets as a replacement to Advancing Yodokai until you can get it. But this set here will be the best bet until you can get AY. So, it's a really powerful set, though. It's still, to me, I would much rather have this than AY, because this is going to be easier to get. You got to play through a 4-man dungeon content versus a 12-man trial. So this would be easier to get your hands on, and it still works just as good almost. Now, in most cases, like dungeons and stuff, you won't be getting 10 stacks all the time, except for on bosses. In trash fights, you won't even see 10 stacks. Yeah, everything will be dead before you even get a chance to. But it's still a good set. So, but that's the Tzogvin's Warband set. So if you guys like this set, I would suggest getting it. Like I said, it's powerful, it's good, and it's about a 1, maybe 2%, depending on your rotation factor, to Advancing Yodokai. So, in damage, it's not that much. In fact, when it's below 1%, it's not even 500 points difference most of the time between Advancing Yodokai and this. So, and that's if you can keep up the perfect stacks on both. But yeah, but that's pretty much it for the video, guys. If you like the video, you guys know what you need to do. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. Other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and this guy might see you in game. Bye.